Hi everyone, welcome. This is the webinar for the Literacy Tutoring Network, and we are going to be focusing on the year-end data dive. We are approaching the end of the school year, and I know you're in the process of either collecting or finalizing your data from the 2015-2016 school year. And this webinar is meant to help you do a dive into that data and learn from it. The purpose of this webinar is to help us focus on data as a strategy. The network selected both racial equity as a strategy to focus on, as well as using data to help inform the work that we do individually as programs and also together as a network. We really feel that we can use our assessment data individually as programs and also together as a network to learn from how this year has gone and to help interpret the information to use it for improvement purposes as a network and also as individual programs. This webinar will help us do that and will provide examples and tips to help you explore the data with your staff as a program. Just want to go over a few expectations before we dive in. All of the data you will see is made up. Because of student data privacy laws, we will not be using actual data. The data is based on literacy assessments, and you will probably recognize the assessment numbers when you see them, but they are all made up student numbers and fake information related to dosage and the other pieces that we're going to look at today. I also want to point out that this webinar and the information that you'll get and the templates you get are really meant to serve as a guide. These are not explicitly aligned with your exact programming or exact assessments. It's to give you ideas of how you could apply some of these strategies and these tools within your own program to better dive into your data and to understand it. Finally, last thing I want to make sure to say is that when looking at data like this, it's important to remember the difference between correlation and causation. So correlation is when two things happen to correlate or happen to be related to one another. It does not necessarily mean that one of those variables actually causes the other to occur. So for example, you may notice a correlation between the amount of dosage a student receives in literacy tutoring, and you may also realize then a matching pattern with whether they had high growth or not. And that is really important to look at and to understand, but it is also important to note that you may not be able to know whether that actually caused the increased dosage, actually caused an increase in growth. And so it's really important to know that this is not necessarily a scientific way of looking at causation, but the correlations are important to help inform what you know in your program. And that information can help you when you bring your personal experience with your program and you bring your information that you know about individual students into that. You can make your best estimates as to what's happening to be able to learn and move forward in terms of improvement and making decisions about what to change and what to continue doing within your program.